Hi, everybody. It's 1 o'clock, so we'd like to get started now. Welcome. I think we will give it maybe another minute or two before we really get started to see if anybody else jumps on. But first, quick audio check. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, can hear you.
Great. Thank you. Okay, I think we can probably get started now. Welcome, everybody. Wanted to thank you all for joining us today. What we're going to be talking about is optimizing commercial rooftop solar projects with Trina solar modules and CPS inverters. We're also going to talk about some of the different module level rapid shutdown solutions that we have that will help your projects meet 2017 NEC requirements. So we'll talk about each individual component during this webinar, and then we'll dig into some reference designs towards the end, showing how we can optimize the module, inverter, and rapid shutdown device combination. And then we'll take a quick look at a case study that Trina Solar and CPS have worked on together, showing the solution in action. Next slide, please. So just a couple quick housekeeping items before we get started. If you have any questions or comments, we ask that you use the Q&A function at the bottom. When you move your mouse around, it should pop up. That Q&A function is specifically set up for webinar participants. The panelists on the webinar will be using the chat function to provide additional information, including links to relevant information. At the end of the webinar, we'll open up the floor for questions for about the last 10 to 15 minutes. But feel free to post any questions that you have in that Q&A section. We do have a couple folks from both Trina and from CPS that will be available to answer some questions there. But if we don't get to them, we'll see if we can answer them at the end of the webinar. Next slide, please. So today's panelists, we'll skip to the middle first. Gautam Ghosh is Trina Solar's Senior Product and Marketing Wizard. Anton Patton is an Application Engineer Wizard at CPS. I know that, I'm guessing that most of you didn't know that there were actually wizard titles in the solar industry, but there absolutely should be with these two. Also on the panel is myself. My name is Adam Jordan. I am the head of C&I Solutions for Trina, but sadly, I am a mere commoner in the presence of Gautam and Anton. Next slide, please. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about with an agenda. Gautam and I will start off by talking about Trina Solar first, along with our current module lineup for C&I projects and our future product roadmap. We'll also give you a few more details about our newest business unit, C&I Solutions. And then Anton will take over to discuss CPS, 1000-volt rooftop inverters, and some compatible rapid shutdown devices as well. Next slide, please. So let's talk about Trina first. I really love this graphic. I think this really shows in one picture Trina's goal. And that goal is that we're making strides towards every single day is to become the world's leading provider of PV and smart energy solutions. Next slide. And how we're planning to do that is actually evidenced by the recent launch of the Trina Energy IoT brand back in 2018. I know I skipped ahead a little bit on the timeline, but I think this is really important. This is a really important milestone in our business because this strategy is in large part the reason that our C&I Solutions business exists today. And the goal is to, rather than continue to be, for Trina anyway, rather than continuing to be a one-dimensional solar module manufacturer, we're really committed to becoming a diversified solar solution provider who also just so happens to be one of the top module manufacturers in the world. Ironically, 2018 was also around the time that I personally came on board with Trina to help launch this business. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but I don't see that particular milestone on this timeline. But anyway, a few other milestones to mention here. Founding of Trina Solar in 1997. We've been manufacturing highest quality solar modules for over 20 years now. In 2014, we reached #1 in the world for global module shipments. And most recently, earlier this year, Trina issued our first shares on the Shanghai Sci-Tech Innovation Board, essentially taking the company public in China. I know a ton of work went into this achievement globally for Trina, and it's something that we're incredibly proud of. Also, a fun fact here, not many people know this, but I'm pretty sure the picture shown on this slide is actually Gautam, who you'll be hearing from soon to provide more details about our current and future products, driving his family car into work. All right, maybe that's not a fact, but it's more of a hopeful guess. Anyway, next slide, please.
I wish.
So now we'll talk about some of the advantages of working with Trina Solar as a module and solution partner for your commercial products, or I'm sorry, commercial projects. Next slide, please. So first and most importantly, bankability. I can't stress enough the importance of this slide showing Trina ranked as a top bankable module supplier for 5 years in a row by Bloomberg, and also receiving a top performer ranking on PVEL's 2019 PV module reliability scorecard. You know, ever since I started in solar over a dozen years ago now, I've heard and seen how vitally important it is to work with bankable partners. I've watched seemingly stable companies go under for a variety of reasons. And when that happens, they almost always leave their customers without a warranty. With Trina's commitment to sustainability and advancing solar technology, we're stronger today worldwide than we ever have been. And we also plan to get back to the top in the US market as well. Next slide, please. World records are pretty cool. Trina has held 20 world records in PV cell efficiency and module output, showing our overall dedication to the continued advancement of module technology. We also hold 834 patents on our technology, and we don't plan on stopping our innovation anytime soon. We'll leave this slide up for a few more seconds just to let everybody review the world records that we've achieved over time before we move on. Okay, next slide, please. Now let's talk about quality. So here are a few metrics showing why we continue to be an industry leader when it comes to quality of our modules. Trina has set the global standard as the first company to receive UL's Client Test Data Program certification. Our backsheet module product line comes with a standard 25-year linear power warranty, while our dual glass products, including our bifacial modules, come with a 30-year linear power warranty. All of the products that we have received third-party reliability certificates, so you don't have to just take our word for it that our modules are the highest quality. And we do conduct over 200 in-house quality tests to ensure our modules can withstand even the harshest conditions. Next slide, please. As a global leader of the PV industry, here are a few of the global industry associations that Trina is a member of, again, showing our dedication to sustainability and solar industry growth. And just like a couple slides ago, I'll give you a couple seconds just to skim over this before we move on to the next slide. Okay, next slide. Globalization. So this map identifies all of the locations of Trina Solar's operations throughout the world. Most notably, I just want to call out our headquarters in the US is located in San Jose, California. We also have warehousing locations in Oakland and Long Beach, California, Newark, New Jersey, Houston, Texas, Mobile, Alabama, and Norfolk, Virginia. These warehouse locations allow our top-notch logistics team to deliver our modules anywhere in the country extremely efficiently. I think it's also good here to mention our two manufacturing facilities in Vietnam and Thailand, since these are the locations where all of our module capacity for the US region is produced. Just a couple other important metrics to call out. To date, Trina has deployed more than 50 gigawatts of solar modules since 1997. We have customers in more than 100 countries, and we employ more than 14,000 people globally as part of our Trina Solar family. Next slide. So now we'll get into one of Trina's newest business units and discuss some of the benefits of working with our C&I Solutions team on any of your current or future commercial projects, whether they're rooftop, ground mounts, canopy carports, single axis trackers. We can really support any project type that you have. Our project sizes range from a couple hundred kW up to 20 megawatts. So we can help with really any size project that you may have. And I'll also just take a very quick second here to make a quick plug for Trina's other solution-based business, Trina Pro. If you have any utility scale tracker projects that are sized above 20 megawatts, we can get you in touch with our Trina Pro team to discuss our all-in-one utility packages, which feature Trina modules, CPS inverters, and our very own tracker product after we acquired Enclave, which is a Spanish racking company back in 2018. Next slide, please. So why work with C&I Solutions? Well, every day we work with our customers and our partners like CPS to offer optimized equipment solutions for either individual projects or portfolios of many combined projects. We aim to first streamline equipment procurement by giving our customers the major system components they need for a successful project. Currently, our offerings include modules, inverters, and racking from top-tier equipment partners like CPS, but we're also working on some new partnerships with service providers to offer things like O&M contracts, performance guarantees, commercial financing options, and more. We're always looking for different products or services that can provide additional value to our customers. Our goal is really to provide an a la carte menu of optimized products and services to choose from. We know that every single commercial project is different, so we want to be able to cater as best we can to any of our customer needs. And an added benefit of working with our C&I Solutions team is also establishing a direct relationship with arguably the most bankable Tier 1 module supplier in the world. Second, our offerings will also maximize the available space for your projects. Now, I know this webinar is focused on the commercial rooftop market, and I don't want to take away from that focus at all, but I think it's important to mention that Trina has also partnered with some of the highest quality racking manufacturers in the industry too. Our current racking partners include PanelClaw for flat roof projects. PanelClaw holds about 40 to 50% of the flat roof market share in the US region. So we're incredibly happy to be partnered with PanelClaw too. We also work with Everest Solar Systems on mostly pitched roof projects. RBI Solar is one of our partners for fixed tilt ground mount projects and actually our exclusive partner for canopies and carports, as well as our exclusive partner for single axis trackers under 20 meg in size. DCE Solar is another partner for fixed tilt ground mount projects. They also have a new racking system called their Contour BF that's actually designed specifically to optimize the performance of bifacial modules by reducing the amount of structure shading and increasing backside module power gain. Third, as a one-stop shop for your commercial project needs, we can also settle down your supply chain and also increase administrative efficiencies. So rather than purchasing direct through three different manufacturers for modules, inverters, and racking, we can also streamline your accounting process by only dealing with one invoice instead of three. We also work very closely with our inverter and racking partners to ensure that all of our system components are compatible and wherever possible, optimized as well. Our supply chain keeps us constantly informed of equipment lead times so that we can properly set your delivery expectations. And all of these efforts that are made before equipment is even shipped to your job site should translate into easier projects to construct from beginning to end. Fourth, our team can help guide your understanding of the various financing options available and which option might be the best for any specific project. And in an effort to continue enhancing our equipment and service offerings, we're currently negotiating a partnership agreement with a national financing provider, and we'll be able to announce that partnership with more details hopefully soon. Fifth, as I just mentioned, partnerships are really essential for our business, which is based really in large part on the relationships that we have with our inverter and racking partners. And our customers are no different. You know, we don't want to do transactional business. We want to partner with our customers to help make your project successful. I think it's really important to view our C&I Solutions team as a procurement partner for your projects, not simply a module manufacturer anymore. And our success really comes from all of your success. Next slide, please. So this slide is going to reiterate a lot of what I've already discussed, but just to highlight quickly again, we only offer top-tier modules, inverters, and racking in our bundled equipment solutions for your projects. That means you're getting the highest quality components in the industry today. Trina's financial and technological stability makes us one of the most bankable module manufacturers in the world, which is providing peace of mind in an extremely uncertain world today. We also want to streamline your business by offering a one-stop shop for your equipment and service needs for every commercial project that you build. One other quick thing to mention here, Trina is currently considering partnering with some of our existing customers as a tax equity investor on their commercial projects, as there seems to be a market shortage of tax equity dollars from the impact of COVID-19. So if anybody has any projects that they might need a tax equity partner on, please let us know and we can help you determine if it might be a good fit for Trina. And soon we will have other financing options available, including construction financing, other tax equity sources, PACE and CPACE options in markets where they're available. Next slide, please. Just got to mention here, I really love the photo on this slide since I think it truly shows what our business is all about. We want our modules and our partners' inverters and racking systems to fit perfectly into each of our customers' project scopes, just like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, and that's really the goal of our C&I Solutions business unit, is to provide our customers with an optimized equipment and service package to make your projects easier from start to finish, whether they're rooftop, ground mount, carport, tracker, whatever the project is, we can help. In just a minute, Gautam is going to tell you more about our module options, including our backsheet and dual glass products, including our bifacial modules. And then Anton's going to tell you a little bit about CPS inverters and some compatible rapid shutdown options. Next slide here. So just one last slide before I do hand it over to Gautam. This is really my opportunity to give a huge shout out to the C&I Solutions team that I get the privilege to work with every day. Our team has a ton of industry experience. We've worked incredibly hard to build a streamlined process to manage the procurement of our customers' projects. And we've proven to be able to consistently meet reasonable, and I stress reasonable, equipment delivery deadlines, and in some cases under extremely tight deadlines. So from sales and inside sales to operations, supply chain, logistics, as well as our product team and marketing, we're really dialing this new business in, and we would love an opportunity to quote some projects for anybody listening to this webinar today that might have some current or future equipment needs for their commercial projects. Next slide. And this is where I will turn it over to Gautam. Gautam, you're up, my friend. And just a quick question. What was that you driving that car in the slide earlier?
Yeah, like I said, I wish, but someday. That's actually a solar car, which has won there is a solar car competition in Japan, and the Trina car has won it for the last 4 or 5 years in a row. So we are really proud of that achievement. It's an actual car race with only solar panel cars in it. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you, Adam. Good morning on the West Coast and good afternoon on the Midwest and East. Edge of solar technologies, both as far as modules and solutions. And I will talk a little bit about the modules we sell and we've sold in the past and in the future. So next slide, Anton. So here's a quick look at all that Trina has sold in the past. So we started the company with the 72 cell Tallmax products, which is a glass and backsheet product aimed at the utility and commercial scale, and then followed it up with the black on black residential 60 cells. These transitioned from full cells to half cells about 3 years ago, and currently everything that Trina sells has a half cut technology on it. About 3.5 years ago, Trina introduced and was among the first to introduce dual glass modules to the rest of the world as well as the US. So that's our DuoMax line, which has higher quality, reliability, as well as functionality, which allows for better lifetime performance. Following up on the dual glass monofacial products, we introduced the dual glass bifacial products, which is our DuoMax Twin, earlier last year. And that is starting to take over the global utility and to some extent the commercial space as far as the actual modules which will be used in the future. And I'll go through a little bit on the benefits of it, why that is so. Next slide, Anton. So here's a quick look at what we sell today, and we'll be selling next year. So we have the 144 cell monofacial Tallmax products going up to 415 watts to 420 watts next year. These have multi-bus bar on them, which is 9 bus bars and half-cut modules. Then we have the residential, which is rooftop focused aesthetic modules, which is black on black, as you can see, really nice products aimed at your residential rooftop. Goes up to 330, 335 watts, mono perk, multi-bus bar, and always black on black for that segment. To round off the portfolio, we have the Domax Twin, which is our low degradation, high reliability, increased power generation products, which when combined with a single axis tracker can provide energy increase for up to 25 to 30% on an annual lifetime basis. And that really makes a big difference to a commercial project. These are used primarily on ground mounts and are slowly moving into the commercial rooftops also. These are dependent on the albedo. The background reflectance depends on the albedo of the surface, mounted surface. So there is an ample opportunity to optimize the performance of these solutions. Next one. Now, these were the products which we have been selling, are currently selling. Next year, as most of you are well aware, there is a power war coming, where the bigger and larger modules are taking over the global solar industry. To compete with the 166 millimeter cells that are being propagated in the US market next year, Trina has come up with a new product, which is the 15V products. So currently, these products are the 15 multi-bus bar products that we have. Next year, we are coming up with the 84 layout cells, both in the monofacial as well as bifacial form factors. These will have 9 bus bars and will have half-cut cells. Let me kind of explain something about how these products will compete quite effectively and better the competition that's showing up next year from our tier 1 module suppliers. The 158V products will actually have a 1/3 cut cell. So this is an optimization on the technology innovation that Adam alluded to, which is allowing us to optimize current and power. So the currents are going up slightly, but the power is increasing significantly due to the 1/3 cut technology as well as the layout and a high module efficiency. The 485 watt modules are expected to compete very favorably, and we expect to have a full manufacturing high volume line in production by about the early part of Q2 next year, April or May of next year. And if you do have projects which are scheduled for that duration, the second half of next year, please do work with our sales team and Adam on quotes for this product. It is actually a very, very good product, which we anticipate will move the industry towards a higher power node. Next one. So this particular table, I am explaining what we have currently as well as what we will have next year as far as a commercial solution. Gives a good picture of what the module sizes are going to be, the weights, the configuration, as well as the timing of the products. So when we launch the V products next year, we are anticipating the demand for our current D15M and the DG15MC products to decline, and we are anticipating end of life of them in sometime in 2022. So, you know, we will send you a set of these slides after the webinar, so please take a look. And if you have any questions, to get back to us via the contacts at the end of the webinar. The last thing I would like to focus upon is that it's not very well known, but actually all Trina modules aimed at the commercial space do have MC4 connectors on them. This has been a area of focus for Trina, and now we have 1500 volt MC4 connectors on all our C&I modules, in case there was any questions in that area. With that in the books, I will hand over to Anton, who will take it over for the CPS side of the presentation. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Gautam, and thank you, Adam, for the wizard title. I'm honored to have that.
You should be.
Yeah, now I'm going to get into the CPS products that can be designed and installed with Trina modules for C&I projects and bundled together as a complete C&I solution offered by Trina Solar. And I'll start with a quick introduction to CHINT Power Systems, or CPS America. CPS is a division of the CHINT Group, which is a global diverse energy company. It's a publicly traded company with over $9 billion in revenue and has been in operation for over 30 years. We've now shipped over 4 gigawatts of three-phase string inverters here in the US, with a market-leading #1 share in the C&I market when you include our partner sales. And our team prides ourselves on being focused on and providing excellent service for our partners and our end customers using our products. So looking at PV systems, system designs, and thinking about the equipment needed in addition to the PV modules, one key design consideration for installations on rooftops or buildings is the rapid shutdown functionality. The 2017 and 2020 editions of the National Electric Codes, specifically section 690.12, require module level rapid shutdown. And just a quick overview of that, the 2017 and 2020 NEC calls out a 1-foot boundary around the PV array. And all the conductors outside the 1-foot boundary must be limited to no more than 30 volts within 30 seconds of rapid shutdown initiation. Okay. And all the conductors inside the 1-foot boundary must be limited to no more than 80 volts within 30 seconds of rapid shutdown initiation. So if you take all that, the PV components need to operate as a system to meet these rapid shutdown requirements. And there's also several other component compatibility considerations to take into account when designing solar PV systems. One consideration is the compatibility of the connectors being used to connect the different components on site. And in order to maintain UL compliant connections and ensure safe, reliable systems, the connectors that are mated together need to be of the same type and manufacturer. I'll tell you, there are many inspectors that check this and will not approve products or projects that have connectors from different manufacturers mated together. And since many PV systems now require module level power electronics to be used to meet rapid shutdown requirements, it's important to consider the connectors that are both on the module leads as well as the connector on the rapid shutdown devices. And as Gautam just mentioned, the Trina modules all have MC4 connectors on them, the modules that are for the C&I market, which MC4 is the most commonly used connectors in the industry and is the standard connector for the rapid shutdown devices that I will be going over. And that makes the modules and components compatible, safe, and reliable when used together. There's also PV RSS certification, which stands for PV Rapid Shutdown System certification. So, as I mentioned, the rapid shutdown components and the inverters need to be tested and certified as a system. And many inspectors will require this PV RSS certification in order to approve PV installations on buildings. Also, with bifacial modules being used more and more, the additional power and current from the backside gain of the bifacial modules needs to be considered when designing PV systems. A higher DC to AC ratio specification for inverters will help in allowing the additional gain to be connected to the inverter. For example, the CPS 50 kilowatt inverter allows up to a 1.8 DC to AC ratio, or 90 kilowatts DC to be connected to the 50 kilowatt inverter. And typically this high DC to AC ratio is very beneficial when designers are working with bifacial systems. All right, so with rapid shutdown systems, there is a transmitter that sends the signal to the module level devices, and CPS offers rapid shutdown wirebox options with this transmitter integrated into our 25 kilowatt, 50 kilowatt, and 60 kilowatt inverter models, so that no external components or other enclosures are needed. And our goal with this design was to make the system installation, even when rapid shutdown components are needed, simple and easy. We've also optimized the wire boxes for NEC 2017 and 2020 code by removing the negative fuses, which allows more working space for installers and technicians in the wire box. And the CPS inverters are offered with multiple wire box options, including integrated TIGO or APS wire boxes to allow flexibility for each specific project. And like I mentioned, when you have a PV project that requires rapid shutdown, you want to make sure the components being installed are certified as a system. And so the CPS 25, 50, and 60 kilowatt inverters are all PV RSS certified with TIGO, APS, and NEP devices. And I'll go into those individually. So TIGO is one of the most well-known MLPE brands in the market and has TS4AF and TS4A2F devices designed specifically to meet these rapid shutdown requirements. These TIGO devices can easily be attached by sliding them onto the frames of Trina modules. The TS4AF product is installed on each module, and the TS4A2F product can be connected to every 2 modules, which significantly lowers the equipment cost and amount of devices needed at the module level. AP Systems, or APS, offers a rapid shutdown product that is connected to each module and is a simple, low cost, and easy to install solution. The APS device is very compact and fits right onto the module frame. NEP is another company that offers a rapid shutdown solution. The NEP PVG-4 allows 1 device for every 4 modules and has optional module level monitoring and safety features. And CPS is in the process of developing an integrated wirebox option for this NEP rapid shutdown solution like we have for the APS and TIGO solutions. All right, so looking at the CPS inverters, our 25 kilowatt 480 volt inverter is our lightest model, and the inverter weighs less than 50 pounds. So this model is designed for installers to easily be able to get the inverters up on a roof or carport and can be lifted by one person, so no heavy equipment is needed. The 25 kilowatt 480 volt inverter includes our separable wire box feature that allows the inverter component, the top component you see on the inverter here on the slide, to quickly and easily be removed if it needs to be replaced in the field. So none of the DC or AC conductors need to be touched or removed during any inverter replacement. Basically, the CPS inverters can be replaced in the field if needed in about 5 minutes instead of taking hours or half a day or so to do so. And so some other features of this inverter is it has a mobile app interface. It's a CEC listed smart inverter with the latest Rule 21 functions, and is optimized for NEC 2017-2020 jurisdictions with fusing on the positive polarity only. Now, our 50 and 60 kilowatt models have been our most popular inverters for years with installers for C&I rooftop and carport projects, as well as small ground mount projects. As I mentioned, the inverters are PVRSS certified with TIGO, APS, and NEP. The inverter includes the separable wire box feature, integrated DC and AC disconnects, and is also a CEC listed smart inverter. These inverters allow up to 15 string inputs and has 3 MPPTs for maximized flexibility with Trina module stringing. The inverters also allow high DC to AC ratios, and our 50 kilowatt inverter allows a DC to AC ratio of up to 1.8, which is beneficial for designers that are working with Trina bifacial modules. We are also excited to announce that we are now shipping our new 25 kilowatt 208 volt inverter product for projects using Trina modules that have 208 volt service interconnections. CPS has leveraged the hardware and form factor of our popular 50-60 kilowatt model to develop this 208 volt solution. This new model is currently certified with the APS Rapid Shutdown devices and will soon be certified with TIGO and NEP as well. The 208 volt model has 3 MPPTs and 6 inputs, allowing flexibility for unbalanced strings in designs and different design applications. So we've talked a lot about rapid shutdown components, which is definitely a key component for C&I rooftop systems and some carport. But CPS offers many accessories with our inverters to allow them to be used in a wide range of different applications and system designs for C&I projects. One accessory we offer is our simple 15-degree tilt rack mounting solution, what we call legs, that allow an easy, low-cost solution for mounting our inverters on the roof near the PV array. We also offer shade covers for inverters that might be installed in the direct sunlight, maybe up on the roof. Also, CPS has done a lot of work and development to ensure any field issues can quickly be diagnosed and resolved to minimize system downtime for systems that have our inverters installed. And fast, efficient field service is enabled by the FlexOM data communications and control solution. Now, this FlexOM card can be connected to up to 32 inverters at a site. So it is typically just one card installed per site. And it allows direct service support from the CPS team and remote capabilities, including firmware upgrades, performance diagnosis, and inverter parameter setting adjustments, all without needing to roll a truck out to the site. So definitely many advantages on the O&M side and cost savings when you can do all these things remotely instead of traveling to the site every time something needs to be done that could be done remotely. We also offer a FlexOM performance package that includes a customer-facing portal, so our customers can view the inverter data in addition to having the remote CPS service support. With the Flex Performance package, customers are able to view inverter alarms and fault codes, energy and power output, as well as have the capability themselves of remotely resetting inverters and clearing arc faults. With this performance package, CPS includes a 100% inverter uptime guarantee for the first 90 days. And we also have a 4G cellular option so that the FlexOM card won't need to be connected to a building's router or external cell modem if those aren't available. And for any projects that require revenue grade metering for, say, rebate programs or other requirements, CPS offers a plug and play revenue grade solution packaged in an outdoor enclosure that includes the revenue grade meter, the FlexOM card, and also comes with the CTs. All right, so we've put together a couple reference designs with Trina modules and CPS inverter solutions to show examples of how the products can be used together and optimized as a PV system. One example design uses the Trina Tallmax 390 watt modules and CPS 25 kilowatt 480 volt inverters with the Tigo TS4A2F Rapid Shutdown solution. So on a commercial rooftop in California. This example is a 125 kilowatt AC system. So 5 inverters, each with 6 strings in parallel of 16 Trina Tallmax modules in series. So this system has a high DC to AC ratio and optimizes the TS4A2F stringing with one device used on every 2 modules in the array. This system and design also utilizes the integrated Tigo Rapid Shutdown Wirebox in the inverter and is CEC listed, as well as a certified PV Rapid Shutdown system. And another example reference design shown here is a system with Trina's Duo Max Twin 395 watt modules that are bifacial. The modules are connected to CPS 50 kilowatt inverters, which allow up to a 1.8 DC to AC ratio. The bifacial gain for this example is 12%, but as Gautam mentioned, the bifacial gain and backside gain for these modules is dependent on the site, how it's installed, the ground reflection, and several other parameters as well. With this site and the amount of gain and 11 strings connected to each inverter, with 18 modules connected per string. Each 50 kilowatt inverter would have about 88 kilowatts DC connected when the bifacial gain is included. And this reference design uses the APS Rapid Shutdown devices on each module. And again, the modules and the APS devices both have MC4 connectors that can be mated together, which is important. All right. And so I hope these examples and the information I showed were helpful to see the full system designs for Trina modules and CPS inverters used together, and the complete optimized Trina solution for C&I projects. And with that, I will pass it back to Adam.
Great, thanks, Anton. Yeah, so this is a project, and we'll go through this quick because I know we only have about 9 minutes before 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is where I am. So this is just a case study of a project that our C&I Solutions team worked with CPS on. It was for a PepsiCo facility in Piscataway, New Jersey. It included nearly 2,500 solar modules. They were, just bear with me for 1 second, they were 400 watt monofacial mono-PERC modules with MC4 connectors on them. Obviously the project type is rooftop. You can see in the picture that this was during construction of the project. Did use CPS 1000 volt inverters. We used 12 of the 60 kW inverters, and it was also coupled with panel claw racking on that roof. I think it was a 10-degree roof pitch with panel claw FR racking system. We did complete delivery of all the equipment in June of 2020. Project is not quite online yet, but is very close. So again, this is just one example of the partnership between Trina and CPS, and panel claw for that matter, working very well for one of our existing customers in New Jersey. So that's, I think, probably the end of the presentation. Next slide, please, Anton. And we'll open it up to questions now. If anybody would like to get some price quotes for their commercial projects using this bundled solution, please feel free to email me, adam.jordan@trinasolar.com, and I will make sure that I get you in touch with the correct regional sales manager on our team that will be able to help. If you have technical questions, got them, we'll more than happily answer those for you and on the Trina side, and same goes for Anton on the CPS side. So let's open it up to any questions now.
All right, thanks, Adam. Let's take a look here. We do have a few minutes for questions. Let's see. Yeah, we'll try and get through as many as we can here, but like Adam said, you know, our contact information here is below if you do have follow-up questions. Let's see. One question we have.
Hey, Anton, maybe a question to answer would be somebody posted one about energy storage. You know, do you want to make any comments about CPS's current offerings?
Sure. Yeah. So CPS does offer an energy storage solution for C&I projects. The solution that will be available early next year is our 125 kilowatt, 268 kilowatt hour system. It's AC coupled and can be used with solar PV systems, and it can be scalable. It can be scaled up to 375 watts and 1.6 megawatt hours. So that's kind of a quick overview of our offering. There's definitely more details there that can be found on our website, or feel free to reach out with any specific questions. All right.
So I see one on Trina warranty terms. So as far as the module warranties, Trina does offer 12-year product warranty, as well as 25-year power guarantee for the monofacial and 30 years on the bifacial products, the dual glass products. There is also an opportunity to extend the warranty based on if you have any specific requirements. And it's a case-by-case basis. The sales team will work with you, with the customers, on extending the power warranty and the cost adder for that option. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Gautam. I see one question about the Tigo devices. Can I use Tigo TS4AF and TS4A2F on the same string? And the answer is yes. So you can use both on the same string. It doesn't need to be all AF or 2F. So if you have a string that maybe has an odd number of modules, you could either use all TS4A2F and just only use 2 of the leads on the last 2F, or you can use TS4A2Fs for the modules and then 1 TS4AF for the last module. So yes, you can use the different devices on the same string. Let's see. I see another question. Do the CPS inverters meet the latest California Rule 21 Phase 2 and 3 requirements as of June 22nd, 2020? And yes, so as I mentioned, the 25 kilowatt, 50 and 60 kilowatt inverters that we talked about in the webinar are CEC listed, and on the CEC list of eligible inverters, and basically listed as meeting those latest Rule 21 Phase 2-3 requirements. A lot of them around communications and remote control of the inverters. And yes, so those inverters can be installed in California for the California IOU interconnections. Great question. Let's see. Looks like we're getting close here. We probably have time for a couple more. One is FlexOM and remote service available to customers or just CPS service? So the FlexOM offerings that I mentioned, if you just install the FlexOM card, it allows the CPS service team to provide remote support, be able to remotely troubleshoot, diagnose, and help resolve any issues, as well as remotely upgrade firmware for the inverters. But the FlexOM performance packages include the customer-facing portal. So customers, I guess, installers or O&M providers are able to view the inverter data, as well as have some remote capabilities of resetting the inverters, clearing arc faults, as well as adjusting power output levels. Okay. Let's see. I think, let's see, I could probably answer one more. It looks like we're at the hour. One was about a CPS 208 volt string inverter, and we do offer that. It's our 25 kilowatt 208 volt string inverter that I mentioned earlier. So thank you all for attending and the great questions. Again, if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out to the Trina team, or my contact information is below, and we will be sending out the recording and slides for this presentation. So thanks Trina team, thanks Adam and Gautam, and yeah, thank you all for a great webinar.
Yeah, I'm glad to
Agreed.
have this
Thank you very much,
opportunity.
everyone.
Take care, have a good day and a good weekend.